All right. Welcome to Journeying Through Healing Circle and Spiritual Book Discussion. Tonight we are again discussing A World Made New by Paul Selig. It's a channeled text, and we are looking at day 5. It is so not necessary for you to have read the book, kept up with the book, probably even heard of the book, because these concepts that we're talking about are spiritual concepts that are based in truth. And when you hear them, you're like, yes, these are truth. And so you'll just have that sense of, oh, I get this. If you want to read the book, I'm happy to give you the information on it. And you can always go back and watch past healing circles so we can catch up on what is being said, but totally not necessary. So welcome to everyone. I'm very thrilled to be here tonight and to talk about day 5. And the only thing better than day 5 is day 6. Because I took a peek at it and I was like, oh my goodness, this stuff is so good. So let's go ahead and get started. Casting a circle of light, specifying that only Source, Creator, God, my healing team, and the support teams as necessary be present for tonight's Journeying Through Healing Circle and Spiritual Book Discussion, where we are going to be talking about day 5, and we're also going to be talking about the ways that we transform our old ideas, our idealizations of the past, the fear of what the new looks like. We're going to be talking about releasing the desires that we have to keep claiming the past experiences, and a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Of course, you are welcome to bring what you would like to the healing circle. If you have a request, you can always put that into the chat. Totally welcome. Lots and lots of healing going on. So may it be with the blessing of Source that we continue to know ourselves in truth, to know that we are in union with everything and everyone around us. May we continue to know that love is the only truth and that everything can be healed in one way or another, and that we can just keep trusting that our higher selves, our divine self, is on all of it, and it's happening exactly as it was designed to. With that, we say amen and aho. So welcome again to all of you. If you haven't been here before, please know that you can pop it into the chat if you have a question, if you have a request, if there is something that is going on for you. Otherwise, I am going to be chatting about A World Made New, day 5, and I'm also going to be doing some healings. So welcome to everybody. I'm so glad you found the links, that you made it here. It is so very interesting how that shows up, right? I have lots of times where I'm like, I know I put that right here, and I go to look for it, and it's not right there because there is a healing to be had in all of that. So glad you all could be here. It's awesome. Totally awesome, man. So we're looking at day 5, and I love the way this book starts. Every day, what stands before you today in a realized state is the great awareness that you choose well when you operate in your knowing. healing opportunities available for us the minute we start reading. Realized state. In a realized state, that is the frequency of realization, and we are definitely going to be talking about that. And of course, if you don't know this, you can always pick up the book. If you have it, place it on your sternum, place it on your head, place it on your nose. You can place it anywhere and get some healings on it. But as you read, there are always healings available. The words in all of the texts, regardless of how you got the text and where the text came from, whether you're reading it digitally, whether you're listening to it, they all are encoded with high frequencies of healing. Isn't that awesome? Like, what other books does that happen with? I think there's a few out there, but definitely this one. So here we are talking about our knowing. Our knowing is our claircognizance. We all have the same divine channels of communication. You know, we all have claircognizance and clairvoyance and clairsentience and clairaudience, along with a whole bunch of other channels that are divinely inspired. Those channels, we often don't have access to them because they're blocked with low frequencies. And so that's one of the things we do here at the Healing Circle. It's one of the things that my mentor, Kara Torres, does with gratitude ceremony and with Noah. We're just want to keep constantly transforming those low frequencies so that we have more access to our own information. So, Terry, I appreciate that. Like, when you don't get a chance to read, you're like, okay, well, let me sit down and listen to the book. And it is different for everyone, whether you listen to the book or whether you really like to read it. Some people actually love listening to Paul Selig when he channels, and he actually channels in kind of like a double speak, because he says the words as the guides give it to him, and then he repeats it. And I can listen to them all, but it's not always my jam. There are times when I go to read the book and I'm like, I am losing it here. And then there's times when I'm listening to it where I'm like, I just can't focus on it. So it is perfect however it shows up for you. Being in your knowing, right? We can certainly talk about that. So they continue to talk about knowing that, you know, your knowing is operates as you, but it's beyond you as a personality self, the self that you use in your day-to-day lives. You know, when you are in your knowing, when you truly begin inhabiting, I love the way they use that phrase, inhabiting your knowing, your expression is increased and you have access to those things that exist beyond your small self and the things that the small self knows. So those places where there are some things that you just know that you know that you know. I know what I'm doing at this point in time. I am aware of what is going on here. You start to see a bigger picture. Now, if you don't have that bigger picture, if you don't always feel like you know, I love that they talk about over and over again, totally okay, totally fine for you. We are giving everyone a healing on the places where they don't feel like they know, where they don't trust their knowing, where, you know, they have fear in their channels, where they are just not quite there yet with the trusting piece. Totally cool, healing available. If you would like, feel free to ask yourself, where is it that you have a blockage to accessing more of your knowing? Farther down on the bottom of page 47, they say the idealized self, your idea of who you are in a higher octave, is in some ways utilized to carry you here. You're already in your knowing. Here you are. Yay. But what finally brings you here is true knowing, and your expression is the one who knows, that can access what is, has always been, and can only be. What a great healing. I see lots of healings on throats, lots of healings on third eyes, healings on sternums. It is perfect. The healing opportunities are available wherever they are and however it shows up. More of that. So one of the other conversations that they have in day 5 is how our reality is being altered right now in many different ways. We're talking about out in the world, our reality is being altered. Your comprehension of who you have been is what is being addressed right now, because the idea of who have you been in a world you have known is in fact releasing to make room for what it has prepared for. Your higher self set up this lifetime for you to come in and get every ounce of healing that you have gotten. Every experience that you have had is exactly perfect for you, for what you are here to heal, for what you are here to clear in terms of karma, for everything that you need to take your body up in frequency and do those things you're here to do in this lifetime. Isn't that cool? You're exactly where you need to be at all times. Even if you're sitting there going, oh, I don't know, I should probably be doing this instead of listening to Bonnie. I should probably do this or be here or, send that message to somebody. You're exactly where you need to be at all times. That being said, if you need to go, if there's something you need to do, please feel free to do that. As always, follow the guidance of your higher self. How awesome is that? So, what it has prepared for is a level of realization that cannot exist within the old template. Your higher self has been preparing you to exist in a higher template, to exist in higher frequencies. So, there was a new moon this past weekend. It was a lot. Anybody have any experiences with it? Anybody have any oh my gosh, what are we up to? I did. I had a few experiences. I even had a few moments of saying, what are we thinking having a first birthday party on the new moon? Turns out it was a fabulous idea. It was an absolutely fabulous idea because we had loads of awesome high frequency healers coming in and everybody got a kick-ass healing. So yes. Kate, absolutely. We are still under the new moon. We are still under the frequencies. We will be until tomorrow night. So absolutely, you're still transforming. Your higher self is like, oh, go big or go home. We are busy working this. And part of the new moon for a lot of people was that crying, Jill. You are totally on target with all of that. That was another piece of the new moon. And there were a few times I was like, oh, I can feel it. So yeah, it was definitely a lot. And yes, Terry, can you believe that it was a year ago? Actually, tomorrow is his actual birthday. So it's a first birthday already. I have been a grandparent for nearly a whole year now, and it has been really lovely, quite lovely. So happy to have the experience. So yes. All right. Let's move more of that unconsciousness, and let's move more of that fear. Watching that fear bubble up. Here it goes, bubbling up. No need for that. So one of the things we're doing, that we're working on, that my healing team is kind of working on in the background, is transforming the old ways that we think about things. They say the idealizations of the past and fear of what the new looks like. Fear of what the new looks like. So while you are having that worked on, if you would like to take a moment, you can ask where you have a valance, where you have a screen, where you have an old sheet, where you have a covering of some sort on you that is ready to be transformed. And this can be a valance that has a lot of fear in it. It might have a lot of unconsciousness in it. You might see it as blinders, kind of like the horses wear. You might see it as a covering over your eyes. You might see it as something that wraps around your head. But it is something that keeps you stuck in fear, stuck in unconsciousness, stuck in atheist. And yep, Terry, the third eye and physical eyes, it does. It looks like a hood for sure. And we're going to move that for you. We all have these low frequencies that show up in a lot of different ways. Valances is one of them. And, they keep us from accessing our information. They keep us from seeing ourselves in truth. So, Kate, you have a valance that kind of looks like a sheet that is kind of over top of your head and drapes down over the top part of your body. And that explains why you say, I'm not sure, because it is a valance of unconsciousness. And unconsciousness is just kind of like, I don't know. I used to say that all the time. I don't know. So we're going to help you move that. Cricket in your physical eyes. Yep, absolutely. Yep, it does. It looks like a film. Your eyes look glazed over from that valance. So, yep. Great awareness. And Jill, yep, in your sternum. You're the one with the tight corset. I was actually earlier today seeing a couple of people wearing those like tight corsets and bindings and stuff like around their chest. I was also seeing some of them that looked like when they would bind people's chest so that they would not have large boobs. I don't know why they did it. Anyway. Jill, yep, it is black. Jill says she'd normally be all into a black corset, but this one does not, run from a place of high frequency, so I'll give it up. Here you go. Off it goes. No need for that. What an awesome thing to get rid of. Yeah, there's also a few people wearing scarves. I live in South Florida. It was 82 degrees today. Nobody needs a scarf on. Even if you live where it's cold, you don't need these kinds of scarves on. So we're going to move more of those as well. Love that I have a team. to help me with all that. Yes. Yay. All right. So one of the references I love here in, oh, that's cool, 80 degrees in Virginia today. Oh, that's pretty warm. One of the things I love that the guides do, and the guides that I'm referring to are Melchizedek, that's who Paul Selig channels, is this: imagine you're standing before a curtain. They say it's a painted curtain, and the curtain begins to lift. And what the curtain first reveals is not in resonance with you. They say it is discordant with you. You cannot align to it. You can't even understand it. What is being withheld from you through this curtain of reality that you have known is what exists beyond it. And what exists beyond it is all things. All things. Everything that has ever been known is what exists beyond this curtain. And so it's discordant. It's there are none of us, let's get those words right, none of us can align to it when it first starts going up. It's all the information that informs the manifest world. So all the information that informs the world around us, how thought operates, what your false history has been based on prior doctrine, all of these things begin to unfold. I thought it was pretty cool that they said how thought operates. Have you ever thought about that? Like, how do I actually have a thought? How do thoughts actually move around? Where do they get stored? How do they end up there? How can I transform them? I'm slowly getting more of those answers. But that's everything that is behind this curtain. And we have some confusion about it. Like, what is all that stuff? Why is that stuff being revealed to us now? What in the world is going on? How come I don't already know this? Imagine you thought you lived in a country where there were certain rules, and one day you awaken to those rules are no longer present. We sort of have done that here in the States. You know, there's a lot of rules and regulations, ways that we've always done things that are being tossed out. And some of us are okay with that, and some of us are really, it's making us a little crazy. The point for all this conversation is we want to release more of our expectation about how things need to be, about what everything needs to look like. And we want to release the desire or the claims to past experience. So, indulge me for a moment as we spend a couple of minutes picturing an old desire, an old relationship, a situation that you would like to recreate. Whether it's a job you had or a relationship, maybe a time in your life that you had great health or you were in peak physical condition, you know, whatever it is, what house that you had, whatever that is, take a moment to just bring that up for yourself, where you're like, these were the days. This is how I would love to have it be again. As for me, when I was doing this earlier today, I realized that it's not so much a particular thing, I don't want to go back to a particular house or a particular time period. For me, it's a lot about moving just forward into higher frequencies and having that, oh my God, but what is it going to be like? So that's my resistance. My resistance is just moving forward. It's not so much something that I want to go back to, But whatever it is, if you want to share it, great. If you don't want to share it, you just have it in your mind. The old desire, the old relationship, the situation you would like to recreate. Whether it's your health or a car you drove, a house you had, a vacation you went on, all of those kinds of things. And while you have that thought, add to it the thought of how it could be improved now. How you could improve it even more from where you are now. Now that might be, if you're talking about a house, that, oh my gosh, it could have so much more technology in it. Or, oh, I could finally expand the house the way I wanted. Or I could finally paint the color that I want. How can it be even better than what you first imagined? And you can do this on a regular basis with anything that is happening in your life. Here's my desire. How can I create it even more? The healing here is on the awareness, on the willingness to align to a higher place. Right, Jill? I mean, that's totally cool. If there's nothing that you're like, it's specifically this, then it's just where I am now. How can I align to a higher frequency? Where is it that I have a fear about moving forward? Do you have a concern about abandoning the old? Is there something that's like, oh, not achieving it? I just don't want to give that up. You know, I have a goal to do 10 push-ups and 5 pull-ups before my 60th birthday, which is next February. And so I am working on building the muscles that I need to do that, but I'm also busy working on all my thoughts and ideas that I have about how I could never do a push-up. A pull-up is beyond me. I actually said it last week to my coach. I said, you know, I don't even know if I can imagine myself doing a pull-up. He goes, now that's something to work on. Imagine yourself being able to do that and spend just a couple moments every day like, oh, there I go. Oh, there's one. And keep doing that to expand the possibility. Jill, moving into your worth is a great place to be. Terry, I love that you brought such honesty to the conversation, finding fear in almost anything you try to do. I got it. There are times when you're just like, I just can't even, I feel like I can't get out of the fear circle that I'm in. It's a great healing, a great healing. Terry, ask where you have the bulk of that fear that we can work on tonight. What can we work on tonight? And Kate, aligning to the highest frequency that you can hold and knowing that your physical body is healing, right? The moment we go, oh yeah, I want to align to that. I am willing, I am willing, I am willing. I have used that one a lot. I am willing. I am willing to align to a higher frequency. I am willing to claim my worth. I am willing to release the fear in my sternum. Whew. Happy to help you with that, Terry. I am known. I am known. I am known. That is a claim of realization. That is a claim of realization. You are claiming your worth. You are claiming your higher self. You are claiming it all. Yeah, that's a great one, Terry. So, if it's helpful, there is a violet flame that is always present. It's present in the healing circle. It's present in the classes that you may attend. It is present for you the moment you ask for it. So you don't have to be in a class. You don't have to be in a healing circle. You can just literally go, okay, I could use a violet flame here, and I'm going to start dumping more low frequencies into that violet flame. You can do that. Feel free. Like, okay, I have some fear in my sternum. I'm going to surrender that into the violet flame. Oh my gosh, I have some fear in my left ovary. I'm just going to surrender more of that. Am I going to get it all? No, but I'm going to surrender more of it. Violet flame for all of us. I'm going to bathe in a violet flame. We're also getting healings on the places where we want to direct where we should be, what should be happening. Healings where we want to direct it. Sometimes we use that analogy of driving the car and we've got the steering wheel. No, I'm driving. No, we're going to go this way. We're going to go to the left. And your higher self is, no, we're not. We're going straight. And you're like, no, let's just go to the left. And it's, no, we're going straight. Right down the middle of all these low frequencies, because we are going to transform them. If you would like to surrender a steering wheel or two, you are welcome to do that. If you allow yourself to release the desire or the claim of past experience and allow the self-willingness to hold a higher experience aligned to what's behind the curtain, you are actually encouraged as such. Your willingness, you see, is a prerequisite for what is waiting for you. You will be claimed by it regardless. The curtain is continuing to lift, but if you keep resisting what is waiting for you, you will find yourself in a quandary, seeking to turn your back upon the new and pretend the old is still operative. It's changing. The world is changing, whether we like it or not. We can be the old crotchety person sitting in the sitting in the rocking chair, refusing to recognize all that has changed. Or we can say, here's my rocking chair, or wheelchair, if that's the case. Here's my chair. I'm surrendering it. It is no longer serving me. And while I'm not 100% on all of that, I am releasing whatever is available for me to release now. And Cricket, I got that doubt in your feet. That's another great thing to transform. Up on page 50, they talk about how most of the questions that Melchizedek gets is about how to hold on to the world as you've known it. My child's well-being, my sense of occupation, how I perceive the world to be, seeks confirmation through these teachings. Please tell me I'm going to be okay. Please tell me I'm still going to have my job. Please tell me that everything is fine with my child. We want to hold on to the old. Just tell me everything is fine, that I can keep doing exactly what I'm doing. When in our heart of hearts, we know that everything is transforming, and what we really want to do is just keep surrendering those places where we desperately want to hold on, and we know it's not really for our best, for our best and our highest. And they continue to talk about that there's sometimes we struggle to release, to let go, to trust. The top of page 51. I may know myself beyond all things I may have known. I may experience myself in tandem with Source. I may know myself beyond all the things that I may have known. I may experience myself in tandem with Source. Let me be that, please. The gift of this teaching, if you so choose it, to merge at a level of recognition or resonance that you may know. And in your knowing, you may act in support of the manifestation of the divine that is present here to be claimed. The divine is here to be recognized. We want, whether we know it or not, whether we realize it or not, we want to be in our knowing. We want to be aligned to our higher selves. And then they go on to tell us that every time we walk into a room, the room is changed from our presence. Get that. Every time you walk into a room, the room is changed by your presence. Every time you walk into a room, you're a higher frequency. And some of us believe that that's not true about us. It's literally page 51, Kate, page 51. Read it. Some of us believe that the only way that can happen is if we abandon our lives, if we abandon everything that we've known. We're not abandoning anything. We're just re-seeing it and re-knowing it, re-knowing the truth of what is actually happening. And we're releasing the attachment that we have to the old ideas. I know, it's so freaking cool. So freaking cool. So on page 53, they talk about sometimes we want to decide who's going to be allowed in our kingdom and who is not going to be allowed. And sometimes we find ourselves saying, oh, well, that person can be part of what's going on with me, and I can help them and work with them, but not that person. And so they say, when you understand that all have the right to be, I'm in the middle of page 53, when you understand that all have the right to be, just as they are, you become inclusive to that. You can release your fears, your worries, your concerns that you are not going to be included. The moment that you understand that all have a right to be, just as they are, changes for you as well. I have the right to be as everyone does. I don't have to suppress the aspects of self that I would seek to deny. I have to allow them to be re-seen, re-known, and lifted. And I may allow the same for others as well. Re-seeing, re-knowing, reclaiming for all. Transforming more of that for all of us. Expressing as the monad. Okay. It's not the small self that does this. Our personality is not the one that is transforming the room that we walk in. It's not me, Bonnie. You know, it's not when I walk in a room that it's suddenly like, oh, it's my higher self. My higher self is the one doing that. It's not you, the girl in the body, you, the dude in the body. It is your higher self transforming what is happening in the room. The small self can't do it. The small self doesn't hold the directives. It's actually the directives to align at this level. Your small self does not have the information to do any of this. When I was looking at this earlier today, my higher self was showing it to me like lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. So I've had a lifetime as a bug. I've had a lifetime as a unicorn. I've had a lifetime in here on Earth. I've had 5 or 6 lifetimes at least here on planet Earth in different bodies. What is the common denominator through all of those lifetimes? My higher self. I haven't always been Bonnie in a body. I wasn't Bonnie when I was a bug. I was my higher self. My higher self is the common denominator. So it's our higher self that has the directive, our higher self that sets up all of the goals that we have, all of the things that we are accomplishing here in this incarnation is our higher self, common denominator. And they literally say, I'm in the middle of page 54 if you're following me. I'm looking for the beginning of the sentence. The claim, it will be so, the manifest divine experiencing itself as all you encounter. God is, God is, God is. The experience of that claim as manifestation will support you and all that you encounter at the level of realization that you could not imagine as the small self, because the small self does not hold the directives to align at this level. When we say this, directives to align, we simply mean that the small self does not have the manual for realization. It is not present at the level of the egoic structure. There have been many teachings that seek to support an individual in his or her awakening or enlightenment. Many are valuable, but the challenge with most of them is that they seek to experience the individual as the one making the change. And that is not finally what happens. It is your higher self. So, please ask where you do not trust your higher self, where you have a blockage to trusting your higher self. Mine shows up in my throat. That makes sense tonight. But am I going to say the right thing? But am I going to make a mistake? Or do you have a blockage to trusting your higher self? Keep your eyes and your third eye. Great place. Cricket, your frontal lobe. Yep. Terry, frontal lobe. Let's do some frontal lobes. Are you guys on that? Cool. Thank you. We want to move enough of this because the gift we're going to be getting, the final gift we're going to be getting is some pages of the realization manual. So we're working on this. So that whole piece, Paul comes back and says, is that the phrase, of myself I am nothing, the Father within me does the work? Yes and no. Of yourself you are still Paul and utilized at the level and having an experience of life at that level. And they go on to explain to Paul, because that's wait, what? Wait, hold on just a second. Yeah, Terry, I see a whole bunch of machine complexes there in the storehouse of them in your frontal lobe, and we are working on that. You know what's really cool about doing a healing circle after a new moon? There's a lot of power. Your higher self has been on it since, let's see, if that was on Sunday, your higher self has been on it since like Thursday, going, yes, let's keep gathering more light, transforming what we can, moving whatever is available to us, because we're going to be at the healing circle on Monday night, and then we can move more of it. And then we're going to be in class all the next week, and we're going to just keep moving it. It is so freaking cool the way that works. So freaking cool. So over on page 55, they say the manifestation of the monad, higher self, in physical form will be addressed in this text in many different ways. We have taught this in prior texts as I know what I am in truth, which is eternal truth, means that the divine self also expresses as form, and what makes the form is in fact the divine. You are simply distilling the realization of source, an inclusive state to define the physical self and all things that are held in manifestation. What that means is you are just continuing to remind yourself that everything in physical form is part of source. God is the tree, God is the ocean, God is the fingertip, and the tongue that speaks and the eyes that see. God is the mistake. God is the death. God is the joy. God is the birth. God is all of it. When the eyes that see are in fact aligned at this level, and the eyes that see are released from their shade of distortion, the lenses that have been accrued through separation, the eyes that see, or the being that perceives, can claim the world beyond the illusion of separation because it's no longer experiencing it. Another healing opportunity. We're going to move more lenses. How interesting is it that we were working so much on physical eyes, right, earlier, 45 minutes ago? We're moving more of the lenses that are keeping us seeing the separation, seeing the differences, instead of seeing the divinity. Working on the fear of separation, the fear of union. Yes, indeed, we have a fear of being in union. And we are working on the finger pointing. The finger pointing. Those people, them, that man, those things that happened, they actually say once upon a time, that. We're working on healing more of our finger pointing. Somewhere along the way, my mother used to say, when you point the finger at somebody else, remember that there are at least 3 more fingers pointing back at you. Healing it all. Healing the places where we have some judgment, where we have some fear, where we have some separation. Downloads coming in. More union, more divinity frequency, more magnificence, and more wonder for all of us. Some of your higher selves are like, over here, do this, over here, no, down here, over here. It's very funny. It's like being at the airport with the air traffic controllers, they're like directing it. Just had this little glimpse of everybody going, yes, I'll take some of that, please, right here. And yes, I'll take some of that right back here. It's very cool. Okay. Where do you have more judgment of others? Mine is right here, my third eye and frontal lobe. So I want to move more of that. We're also working on moving frames and pictures, machines, machine complexes, whatever you have the frequency to move, we are working on moving more of that. Kate, throat, good choice. Cricket, your lower back, a little bit of judgment there. I get that. I definitely get that. All right. Judgment in your throat, Terry. And listen, I don't know where I was reading it at, but we want to continue to give ourselves a break. You are talking with somebody and the most judgy sentence you could think of pops out of your mouth. And you just go, oh my God, I can't believe I said that. What was I thinking? And you just start going on and on. Give yourself a break. We're in a body. We make mistakes. We are judgy. We go into fear. We get angry. We have lots of things that go on with us. Give yourself a break. Stop judging yourself so harshly. I know, I just commanded you. And now I get to take my own healing. Awesome. Okay. Are we ready? We are? Cool. So realization. Remember, we started tonight with the very first sentence. What stands before you today in a realized state is the great awareness that you choose well when you operate in your knowing. Terry, let me take a look at your knee. Yeah, you have a lot of stuff in your knee. Our knees are places where there are a lot of low frequencies. We have a lot of channels. We have a lot of crystal boxes there. What I'm looking at is a spell cylinder that is creating a lot of that pain. I'm going to help you with that spell cylinder, and then I'll work on it some more later, and I'll shoot you a text. So back at the beginning of day 5, what stands before you today in a realized state? In a realized state, realization. Tonight we are getting a couple pages of the realization manual. Realization is a frequency. It's probably been here on the planet for a year or so. I don't remember exactly when it came in. It's an orangey gold. It is awesome. It is a fabulous frequency. And everybody is getting a few pages of the realization manual based on your frequency. And for gosh sakes, know that you guys all sit at a very high frequency. Remember all the transformation that happens when you walk into a room. Okay? Healing's for you on the place where you're like, oh, I probably am not getting very much. Awesome. A few pages coming in. Those pages are going in your sternum. If your higher self wants them to go somewhere else, that may be something you are aware of. I see them, most of them are going in the sternum. And we're working on the body staying out of fear. Yeah, you're getting the kitty version. You get the smaller. You got the, what were those called? The books, the things that you read so you didn't actually have to read the book. They're yellow. You know, when we were in high school and in college, what were those things called? Cliff Notes. Knowing for the win. Cliff Notes. You got the Cliff Notes version, Terry. No, you didn't. None of that. It's very cool. And you all have been getting pages of the manual all along. So you're just getting some more. It's fabulous. Okay. Yeah, the books for the dummies. Fixing your car for dummies. It's not very nice, is it? It's really not very nice. Okay. Activate, activate, activate. Activate, activate, activate. Okay. I've activated those realization manual pages. The next circle is going to be on May 12th. It's probably the day after Mother's Day. I suspect it's the day after Mother's Day. And we are going to be doing day 6. And day 6 is 6 pages. Once again, you don't have to have read the pages in order to do day 6. But I've got to tell you, this, I'm so excited. I have actually done some of these quotes in other healing circles. One of them being on page 61, I am being. I am not being right. I am not being wrong. I am simply being. Is that like the bomb? Oh my God. So good. So good. So good. And then at the end of day 6, I love this. Okay, I won't read it yet. I want to let you guys know that in addition to the healing circle that's happening in 2 weeks, next week, next Monday night, I was joking earlier today in a class that I TA for, Mondays are phenomenal. I don't know who started the whole Mondays suck, but Mondays are awesome because we have a healing circle every other Monday, and then we have Noah on the nights that we don't have the healing circle. Next Monday night, the healing circle is going to be live. I was trying to get that information as to what the healing circle was going to be about. What the Noah is going to be about, but it's going to be amazing. Doesn't matter. Just put on your calendar and make sure that you are there. And then, of course, if you all do not know, you can find me on Instagram. I've been having a blast on Instagram. I get more and more comfortable with it. There's going to be a lot of fabulous information that is coming out in the coming weeks on Instagram in particular, and they pop it over to Facebook as well. The recordings are on YouTube, and the group chat Journeying Through is on Facebook. There's been a lot of great conversations happening there, so there's plenty of places where you can get healings, where you can contact me when you need help. Please feel free to send me a text. There is no, oh, I'm way too busy for you. I also can put my higher self on all of that stuff. So I wanted to make sure you all knew that. So as a preview for 2 weeks from now, page 63, listen to these words. Let these words soak in to your body, to your mind, to your soul, just here. To all who know pain, I know you in love. To all who know fear, I know you in courage. To all who know deceit, I know you in truth. And to all who know famine, I know you in plenty. I know who you are. I know what you are. I know how you serve. You are free, you are free, you are free. God is, God is, God is. Behold, I make all things new. So awesome. So awesome. Please repeat the I can do that. To all who know pain, I know you in love. To all who know fear, I know you in courage. To all who know deceit, I know you in truth. To all who know famine, I know you in plenty. I know who you are. I know what you are. I know how you serve. You are free. You are free. You are free. God is, God is, God is. Behold, I make all things new. Yes, it's fabulous. You all are amazing. You are just the most awesome beings of light. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your service, for all the transformation. Of course, everything that we do here, we also do out in the field. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks, and I certainly hope you will jump on some social media and have some fun with me, interact with me. And I hope you have a fabulous, fabulous week. Thank you so much for the birthday blessings for Benjamin. He is just the cutest thing ever in my life. And there will be more pictures and videos and things on my social media. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I love and bless each and every one of you as I seal the field under the light of that one true source creator God, the one who is all the magic, all the love, all the joy, all the wonder. I thank my healing team. I thank the support teams. But most of all, I thank each and every one of you who joined me in, healing more of the stuff in us, healing more of the stuff in the field, and just keep reminding ourselves of just how beautiful, powerful, magical we really are. Lots of love and blessings to you all. With that, I say amen and aho. Have a great evening.